tonight for some football.
NASCAR Cup Series champion Scotty Scheffler takes it all. A lot of stars for you on Sunday Night Football.
Pressure. Rodgers hit before he throws it. Shaq!
Once again, Rodgers, Aaron into some of his throws.
No good! Heartbreak for the Jets.
I'm glad you could make it. Let's get started. Okay, who would like to share?
Hello, guys. My name is Richie the Knife. I've been a season ticket holder for 35 years, and I really can't take another losing season. It's killing me.
You mean you're not confident now that we have Davante Adams that we're going to go forward and maybe make a run here?
There always seems to be hope, but we don't seem to be getting anywhere with it.
Asking your kids to be Jets fans, it's really hard to do after all the history we've had of so many years.
The results never change. They can change the players. They can change the coaches. They can change the quarterback. Just last year, Aaron Rodgers, 4 freaking plays. He's done for the year. It could only happen to one franchise, and that's the New York Jets.
They need to change the culture to winning. That's the bottom line.
And let's hope we're all here when we finally see the confetti coming down.
Oh, that day.
Oh, my God. Let's go.
It has been rough for Jets fans, but they got a little group therapy going on, and they're feeling good. Even after a 2-4 start, they need Aaron Rodgers to possibly save their season. And good news for Rodgers is his buddy, Davante Adams, is back. Fresh in from Las Vegas and reunited with his old pal from Green Bay. And despite the 4-2 start for Pittsburgh, they made a surprising adjustment. Russell Wilson is expected to replace Justin Fields and make his first start as a Steeler. All right, time for a football night alert. We start with the Super Bowl rematch taking place at Levi Stadium.
4th and goal, Maria. Brock Purdy threw an interception. Here it is, empty formation. Mahomes sees a lane, lowers the boom on the safety.
Get excited about that.
Boom, lowering the boom on safety. Yeah, but then Niners drive right down, Maria. They got a chance to score a touchdown here. Jaden Hicks, interception. Brock Purdy's 3rd INT of the day. The Chiefs finding a way as always.
Yes, they were letting San Francisco hang around, and now in the 4th quarter, with that lead, Jaden Daniels, we saw the Star Commanders quarterback leave in the 1st quarter. He would go into the locker room, come back out in street clothes. It was called a rib injury. Marcus Mariota came in, threw a couple touchdowns. The Commanders do get the victory against the Panthers, but Mike Florio will have an update on the QB later in the show. What's up, everyone? Welcome to the studio. Maria Taylor alongside Devin McCourty and Jason Garrett here with you. Our 1 p.m. window, it was headlined by a couple of huge games in Minnesota and Green Bay, and they didn't disappoint. Both were decided by 2 points, and it confirmed that the NFC North is certainly stacked. Let's start with the Lions getting a win over those undefeated Vikings, and how impressed you were with them.
I was really impressed. 2 best teams in the NFL's best division. The game did not disappoint. Quarterback play was fantastic on both sides. But how about this offense of the Detroit Lions? They got everything. They got a great coordinator. They got linemen. They got receivers. They got runners. But the story today, like it's been all year long, is Jared Goff. The guy 88% today, couple touchdowns, led the game-winning drive at the end. This guy has been on fire for the last month.
And the thing about him, everyone used to say, pressure him. He can't handle pressure. Not so fast.
He ate it
up today. Shout out Jared Goff. But let's give some love to Jordan Love, this Green Bay Packers team. They get Houston coming in, C.J. Stroud, all that good stuff. They said, don't worry about it. We're going to find these weapons all over the field. If I was a defensive player, I don't know how we would game plan for all the guys they can throw the ball to.
You're talking offense. I'm talking defense. How about Green Bay's defense? C.J. Stroud goes up there. Seems like he plays well every week. Not this week. They held him to under 100 yards passing, under 50%. This Green Bay defense, they've been dominant all year long. Did a heck of a job today.
All right, we're talking about the NFC North. Yes, it is clearly stacked, but right now the Vikings, they get that 1 loss, so no one's undefeated anymore. And by the way, the Lions and the Packers meet in 2 weeks. That's going to be a fun one. All right, it's time for your Week 7 headliners, and for that we go to the loser, Chris Sims. Sorry about your Longhorns, but
thank you. Yeah, fresh off your Georgia victory. But this guy, he was not a loser today. Geno Smith, yeah, G-Money, going to Atlanta, big throws down the field. His arm, his accuracy are awesome. Noah Fant there, the laser down the middle to DK Metcalf. They don't run the ball that well. They're a middle-of-the-road defense. They are 4-3 because of this guy's ability to push the ball down the field. Great throw there to Walker. They get the big win after the bad loss last week to the 49ers. Oh, yeah, he's back. I'm a Giants fan. I didn't like to see him leave, but I will say I love watching this guy run today. I really did. He got space. He's still maybe the most dangerous guy in all of football in the open field, and he reminded all the Giants fans what they're missing today. Got 176 yards rushing, another touchdown here, helps up his old teammate Dexter Lawrence. Big sports week here in New York. Certainly, these two used to be a Jets and the Giants. They say some people's trash is other people's treasures. I got it right that time.
You did. You did a great job.
I messed it up in warm-ups.
Yeah. Do we have another alert that we wanted to make sure that we got into the show? And okay, we'll do it a little bit later. Okay, we've got to go to Jack, Tony, and Rodney, who are hanging out right now for the second time this season with the Steelers.
Maria, we have got a couple of teams here that have just stolen headlines all week long with these mid-season moves. They're trying to juice up the team as they make a push, hopefully, for the playoffs. Let's start, though, with Russell Wilson expected to take over for Fields. Coach Dungy called it all along, even when the Steelers were winning.
Guys, I've been trying to convince you all week that Justin Fields should be the starter. But I come out here, and I'm watching Russell Wilson throw the ball, and he has such a beautiful touch. He's throwing the ball all over the place, putting it in a perfect position. Coach, I got to admit, you were right. I should have listened to you.
Yeah, and Maria said it was a surprise move, but if you were out at practice, it really wasn't a surprise to me. Steelers have been winning with defense, running game. Mike Tomlin wants to energize that passing game. I think Russell will do that.
The Jets, though, they made a little move of their own, bringing in Devontae Adams, really the favorite receiver of Aaron Rodgers. So they reunite. How immediate will that impact be, do you believe?
Yeah, I talked to the Jets coaches. They said Devontae is excited, he's energized, he's in shape. There is no pitch count for him today. They expect him to have a big role tonight.
They needed another big-time weapon. They got it. I think he's going to help in the run game. He's going to help Garrett Wilson. But everyone we talked to inside the stadium said he's been a welcome addition to this football team.
And this season, Coach, as you know, it is a celebration around Pittsburgh. The 50th anniversary it is. You recognize any of these guys?
There's some of my buddies, my former teammates.
Lynn looks good.
Ben Swan, J.T. Thomas, Joe Green.
Was Mean Joe Green that mean?
Yes, he was.
Okay.
Yes, he was.
The Jets and the Steelers coming up on Sunday Night Football. Let's go.
Football night alert. We go back to Levi Stadium and hear the Georgia Bulldogs are still balling. Chris, am I right?
Yes, you are. Game over right here with McCole Hardman on the little speed sweep. After the interception, 12-play, 80-yard drive. Maria, 10 runs on that drive. Kansas City being physical winning this one.
Yeah, 49ers trying to come back right now and make up a drive of their own. The Raiders taking on the Rams. Gardner Minshew is in for Aiden O'Connell. You see him right there. He started the game but left in the first quarter with a thumb injury, and Minshew struggled.
Yes, this was the story of the day. The Rams forcing turnovers. They got interceptions. They picked off Gardner Minshew 3 times. And then, of course, here, the strip sack fumble for the touchdown return. That set up the Rams for victory today.
Yeah, so the Rams snap a 2-game losing streak. And look, they're rowing their boat to a victory. We like to see it. The Miami Dolphins taking on the Colts. Anthony Richardson starting for the first time since suffering that oblique injury in week 4. And it was just a sloppy day for the Dolphins, Jason.
It sure was. They came in with the right approach. They wanted to run the football, and they were effective doing it, but they kept fumbling the ball. This is Mostert. He gives it up. Alubi makes him pay.
Yeah, it led to a Colts touchdown, which tied the game at 10 later in the third. A red zone fumble just 2 drives later.
Same thing. Alec Ingold inside. Brian scoops it up. So they're running the ball. They're controlling the clock, but they're not keeping the ball when they get down in their close.
Yeah, Mike McDaniel's like, what is happening? And then this happened. A missed field goal. That would have been the tying field goal from Jason Sanders. That was a 54-yarder.
Miscues is the word all day long. Colts find a way.
Yeah, right now the Dolphins hoping for Tua next week against the Cardinals. We will see, but the Colts walk away with that win. All right, Devin, the Patriots headed to London town to take on the Jaguars, and Jacksonville looking to avoid a 1-6 start. A lot of questions surrounding Doug Peterson, but let's start with a 96-yard punt return on the Patriots.
Yeah, Parker Washington. The Patriots jumped out early in this game, driving, scored a touchdown, first points in the first quarter, and then Jacksonville dominated this game. Special teams, offense. Brian Thomas had some big plays, scoring touchdowns. Jacksonville really came out and showed that they were playing for Doug Peterson.
That's the first punt return for a touchdown since 2015. That means it's been about 10 years, and Gerard Mayo not happy after this one.
What I would say is, look, we're a soft football team across the board. We talk about what makes a tough football team. That's being able to run the ball, that's being able to stop the run, and that's being able to cover kicks, and we did none of those today.
Ooh, all right, Devin, you know the ins and outs of the Patriots. What's your reaction to what you just heard from Coach Mayo?
The first thing I think of is toughness isn't a skill set. You don't need to be fast or do anything special to be tough. And the second part of that is, why, Gerard? Why is this team not tough? When you hear a team's not tough and they're soft, you think, all right, what is the head coach doing? How's he getting them ready to go? So Mayo and that staff have a lot of questions to answer going into the next week.
Yeah, sitting at 1-6, that's the worst start since Robert Kraft took over this squad. And yeah, Devin, he just cried every single day.
It's rough being a Patriots fan.
It's rough. It is not rough being Tony Dungy when you're hanging out with the Steelers. Everyone right now in the stands is like, wait a minute, is that the Hall of Famer walking by?
They're probably trying to attack Rodney right there in Pittsburgh.
And you know what? Speed kills, buddy.
This is Football Night in America, served by Applebee's.
I don't run away from responsibility. Assistants make suggestions. Guys like me make decisions.
I love that. Florio, put that on a T-shirt.
It's T-shirt time. You know, none of your businesses, respectfully, man, his athleticism is freaky. There's a nakedness in this business at this level. There's nowhere to hide. You know, it remains to be seen, and I think that's one of the cute things about this discussion. I'll leave all of that on the table, speculate away. We need to be singularly focused as a collective. You know, I can't give you all the ingredients to the hot dog. You might not like it.
He's the best.
How do we get Tomlin teased? I think they would be a hit. I think we got to really start producing these things. Well, guys, we got a chance to talk with Jeff Ulbrich, right? And he's only been 12 days on the job. It was really interesting to hear him say all the defensive coordinator responsibilities stay the same, but he has Robert Saleh's entire slate of responsibilities when that's over, Coach.
You really do. You can start with press conferences and dealing with all that, but during the game, Jack, when you're the defensive coordinator, you call a series, and then you go back and you get with your staff, and you talk to your defensive players. Now you don't get a chance to do that. You're watching the offense. Do I have to challenge a play? What's going on? Hey, it's 4th down. Are we going for it? Are we punting? All of those things on top of calling the defenses.
And the Jets have a lot of veteran players, so I don't really worry about that, Coach, because I know those veteran players. Part of the reason why you pay those veteran players is because you know they're going to police the locker room, that they're going to be able to handle the defensive side. My biggest concern with the Jets defense is, can they stop that downhill run, something they struggle with this year?
Take us inside the in-helmet communication, though. In-headset communication for the head coach. What's that like?
That's the other thing that's different. You're on defense. You're talking to your staff. You've got 5 or 6 guys. Well, now when you're the head coach, you have 3 buttons, and all of a sudden you're clicking over and you've got the offensive staff and talking to them. And then the special teams coach says, hey, I want to fake this punt. What do you think, Coach? I haven't done all that before. And
it's a lot for a rookie head coach.
It is an awful lot.
And it'll help, Coach, that Hassan Reddick has ended that holdout of his and will report back on Monday. We were checking in as well on the Steelers division. The Bengals taking on the Browns, and we're going to move you ahead to the second quarter. Deshaun Watson, he was trying to get his game back on track, but a non-contact injury, and they're fearing the worst, gentlemen.
Yeah, we hate to see this. I mean, this is just terrible. You never want to see a player go down.
As soon as he planted and started to step forward and you saw him go down, you knew what it was, Rod.
Yeah, it's just terrible.
And Stefanski said they're going to take the test first, but it appears to be season-ending. You see the reaction from Watson. Dorian Thompson-Robinson comes in instead of Jameis Winston.
Yeah, what happened to Jameis Winston? He's the veteran. He should be next guy up, right?
Move you ahead to the third quarter. Joe Burrow, he's out there looking for Jamar Chase's 6th touchdown in 7 games.
And this was about all you saw from the Cincinnati offense. They struggled running the ball. They struggled on 3rd down, but they got this going.
So how do we now view the Cincinnati Bengals? A couple of wins, back-to-back wins for Cincinnati.
Defensively, they're getting healthy. You know they can score a lot of points on the offensive side of the ball, but I love what they're doing on the defensive side of the ball, in particular in the interior of that defensive line, Coach.
Yeah, but the last 2 weeks now, I'm concerned about the offense. We saw the pass rush last week with the Giants. Today, 2 for 13 on 3rd down. Those are numbers we're not used to seeing from the Cincinnati offense.
Chase Brown came in and gave them somewhat of a spark as well.
And for Cleveland, we'll check on all those reports for Deshaun Watson. The Achilles is the fear, and so we will check that as the week progresses. Back in to Maria Taylor.
All right, appreciate it, Jack. Another football night alert. And look, the 49ers looking to score here, Chris.
Yeah, Brock Purdy gets it in there on the quarterback sneak here, but I think it's a little too late here. Not enough time, right? They got to kick an onside kick and recover it and hope that they can go down and score again. They are not successful on the 2-point conversion here with the throw to the flat. Chiefs seem like they're going to win this one, Maria.
Yeah, 1 minute and 8 seconds left. We will have the full highlights coming towards the end of the show.
Bring the energy. Powered by the all-electric Acura ZDX.
Touchdown, Detroit Lions. That's the man they call Sonic. Let's go, Super Cooper.
Guys of his caliber, they don't need a lot.
1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. It is good. It is good. The Green Bay Packers have won.
Football Night in America is brought to you by Applebee's, the official grill and bar sponsor of the NFL.
All right, 2010 AFC Championship. Steelers up big after that William Gay scoop and score, and then that happened.
Hey, this Steelers team was good, but the Jets, Sanchez Holmes, Santonio Holmes going back home there.
I was at home crying watching this game.
Brown, yeah, because the Jets beat you the week before.
Whooped our butt.
Yep.
Rex Ryan broke the headset. And then there he is, Mike Tomlin in all his glory, getting the victory. Time for a Football Night alert. The score is final for our Super Bowl rematch. The Chiefs get the victory 28-18. They are the only undefeated team that remain after the Vikings fell today. Full highlights and analysis coming your way. All right, so in Atlanta, Seattle was actually on the road, and you guys didn't know this, but it was the homecoming for Mike McDonald. He grew up in Roswell, Georgia. He went to Centennial High School. I don't know if you knew this or not, but so did I.
Oh, well, we heard.
Yes, so go Knights.
Oh, wow, look at these
some high school pictures.
I like it.
They're
Mike
so
McDonald,
grainy. These are old pictures, huh?
I like the short hair. It's a good look.
I want you to notice homecoming
What, they
queen
gave
all
you
the way
the
to the
queen?
right.
They
Yes,
gave
I
it
was
to
the
you?
queen.
You were the homecoming
Mike
queen,
McDonald,
too?
we're going to get you in the Hall of Fame. I'm going to make some calls and see if I can get him put in there because of what you're doing with Seattle. But yeah, that was my boy. Listen, he was big time. He played football. Looks like he still could. Look at that.
He looks
neck.
yoked up right there.
He's still pumping some weight,
Yes,
okay?
yes, he can.
Yeah, he's
He
trying
looks
to
good.
snap a 3-game losing streak against Atlanta. Good news is it's a happy birthday for Kenneth Walker, and he was running well.
They said it was the flu game for Kenneth Walker. Out there sick on your birthday. You know how you feel better? Score touchdowns.
Right.
Yes, we
Best
love a good
medicine
flu
around.
game. And then you've got Geno Smith finding the birthday boy, this time through the air.
All day, Geno Smith was lighting it up, throwing the ball to whoever. DK Metcalf was a man amongst boys.
Meanwhile, Kirk Cousins and the offense struggling for the Falcons. He strip sacked on the play.
Here you go. Game, they're trying to come back. You make this play. Good play. We're going to look at Witherspoon. That effort
get
right
the
there.
block.
That's what Seattle did all day. That kind of effort, pursuit. Big win for Seattle.
Yeah, Boye Mafe, he gets the strip sack. Derek Hall would return it 36 yards for that touchdown. And the Seahawks, 3 takeaways in the fourth quarter. They had 4 total on the season to that point. Mike McDonald, congratulations. Go Knights to get the victory, even though you took your hometown Hawks, or Falcons. I don't know how I feel about it. Jaden Daniels, the Commanders, taking on the Panthers. To the first quarter we go. Andy Dalton with a pick 6.
Yeah, lots of talk about Jaden Daniels, and rightfully so. But how about the job that Dan Quinn has done with this team and with his defense? Dante Fowler takes the Dalton overthrow all the way back.
Good news is that pick 6 means you can get 6 free bonus wings at Applebee's tomorrow. Okay, Jason? Whatever sauce you want, go get that bad boy. But Jaden Daniels, we saw him suffer a rib injury on the Commanders' first drive. You saw him throwing his helmet there. We'll have a little bit more on that a little bit. He came back in his street clothes, so Marcus Mariota enters the game.
Commanders did not even blink. Mariota was on fire. 18 out of 23 for 205 and a couple of tugs at Zach Ertz right there. It's a great combination, Mariota and Quinn.
All right, Mike Florio, what is the latest on Jaden Daniels?
Well, during the game, his mom said that he's fine. After the game, Coach Dan Quinn said test tomorrow. No update for now. I've got an update for you. I asked a source with knowledge of the situation, what's the level of concern, scale of 1 to 10. I'm told it's a 3 or a 4, and that's important because next week, Caleb Williams and the Bears coming to town.
Good stuff, Mike. And also, Mom already told you so. You didn't even need another insider with knowledge of Jaden Daniels, though. We don't want to see him going into the blue tent, especially with the great start that rookie is having. Saquon Barkley making his return to MetLife Stadium. Remember, played 6 seasons with the Giants, so you know he came ready to play.
A man on a mission, and if you give him the edge like this, see you later. Because this guy can still fly and run by the best of them. I think he's the most exciting guy in space in all of football.
And then he's able to punch it in right here. He really got the offense going.
He really did. He was the offense. It was a defensive struggle through the first quarter. This is what started or opened the floodgates. And he's running hard this year. That's the other aspect I like. And then when he runs hard, this is what happens, Maria.
Yeah, on 4th and 3, how about Jalen Hurts going deep and finding A.J. Brown for the touchdown?
Under pressure, kind of getting hit as he throws it. But Jalen Hurts is a a great deep ball thrower. And when A.J. Brown's one-on-one, yeah, throw it to him.
All right, it is time for the Lowe's home team help. I must say, the Giants probably could have used Saquon Barkley's help. 176 yards, was averaging 10 yards per rush, and the second most rushing yards ever by a player versus his former team. The last guy to do that was Cedric Benson. It was also the second most rushing yards for him in his career, so you know that he was ready. Jason, you came into the screening room, you were like, I got 200 yards for Saquon Barkley. He didn't get there because he did so good to start the game, but very impressive.
Yeah, he did it in 3 quarters. I would have bet the house. All the chips are in the center of the table. A couple guys on every team are just different than everybody else, physically different. And in Saquon's case, not only is he physically different, he's prideful. So he was going to go back to the Meadowlands. I knew he was going to have a great day. Really happy for him.
On the flip side, though, the Giants' offense just looking anemic.
Well, yeah, the Eagles, first off, I think when I look at them right now, right, they're 4-2, but not playing smooth on the offensive side of the ball. I don't sense a flow or tying plays together on that side of the ball. Sometimes it just seems like a collection of plays, and they just go, wait, I hope Hurts makes a play, or A.J. Brown beats somebody deep, or Saquon makes a big run, and that's not going to work as we go along.
Exactly, but Maria, you hit it. Yep. They beat the Giants. They beat Cleveland last week. These are not good football teams. So, yes, the Eagles, they're finding a way to win. Remember, we said that a lot last year. Right. They're finding a way to win, and then it all fell apart. So this thing has to start to look better for them to feel confident.
Yeah, guys, Daniel Jones was sacked 8 times in this game. 6 of those sacks came from Georgia Bulldogs.
Yeah, oh, thank you very much. But he was under assault.
Big weekend. Big weekend. And also for Daniel Jones, became the first quarterback since 1950 to lose 6 straight at home without throwing a touchdown pass in any of them. So that's a lot of stats to say. It's been a struggle, you know, for the Giants. All right, back to the Jets and the Steelers. It's time for tonight's DraftKings Sportsbook 3-play. Matthew Berry, good evening.
Hey, Maria. You know, it's been an up and down season for Aaron Rodgers, let's be clear. But one thing he does really well, throw touchdown passes. He's thrown at least 1 touchdown pass in every game this year except for 1. So I say he does it again tonight. I think very quietly people aren't aware that the Jets actually lead the NFL in red zone pass rate. So Rodgers should have plenty of opportunities to throw one tonight. And if he's throwing a touchdown tonight, who's he throwing to? Well, it's his old buddy Davante Adams, of course. What better way to welcome Davante Adams to the team than by getting him into the end zone? Get this. In his last 29 games that Adams has played with Aaron Rodgers, he has 29 touchdowns. 29 for 29. I say tonight he makes it 30 for his last 30. Give me an anytime touchdown for Davante Adams. If I'm talking about Adams, everyone's talking about Adams. Lots of attention on him and Garrett Wilson, which means Breece Hall should get some easy catches underneath. I'm taking the over on 20 receiving yards. It's an alt line. Hall has gone over this number in 4 to 6 games this year. He's actually a much bigger part of the pass game than people realize. Among all running backs in the NFL, Hall, 3rd in target share. He should hit this number easily tonight, Maria.
All right, thanks, Matthew. Remember, on the other side, we've got the Steelers trying to start 5-2 for the first time since 2020. And to do that, they're expected to turn to Russell Wilson. We'll see what he has for the Steelers offense soon.
Here we go, boys. Here we go. Everybody in the room. That's the way to start. Let's go, East.
Hey, guys. What's going on?
It is time for Pick 6 and Win.
We are ready to go. Steelers prime time.
Climbs the ladder, and it's a Hail Mary touchdown. You got heat in the kitchen, and they dropped that heat.
This is Football Night in America, served by Applebee's.
Oh, yeah. For the first time since 2021, Aaron Rodgers, there he is, and he reconnects with his favorite receiver over his 20-year career in Davante Adams. But as always, when visiting Pittsburgh, you better protect the passer first. Alex Highsmith, T.J. Watt, they both will be on the field for the first time together since Week 3. So, Rod, what's been the story of Pittsburgh's defense so far?
Steelers defense, they're a good defense. They're not a great defense. And when you look at their defense, it's very basic. They don't do a lot of blitzing. They don't do a lot of exotic things. But what I like about them is they're starting to bring Minkah Fitzpatrick, put him closer to the line. He makes a lot of tackles. He just doesn't make a lot of plays on the ball, Coach.
And I talked to Minkah when he was warming up today, and he said because Highsmith is back and because of Davante Adams, who we just saw, they expect the ball to come out quick. He's going to be playing close to the line of scrimmage. He said we've got to tackle that short passing game early.
And guys like Cameron Hayward, they have to stop the run. veteran player, been there a long time. He's got to be able to stop the run in that interior.
Still the second best scoring defense on the Steelers. Let's go from the field to the booth. Mike Tirico, what'd you learn about the New York Jets this week through all your meetings?
Well, Jack, we had some fun. Chris, if you total them up, we've probably done a half dozen Aaron Rodgers production meetings a year, right? Together, right? Whether we were apart or together. But last night was different. We sat down with Aaron and Davante Adams. We couldn't get the smiles off their faces. You really sense that bringing these guys back together felt like a college reunion, and two guys who haven't seen each other for years back in business.
Well, and they were both going through tough times alone. I mean, let's face it, in their respective spots. They come back and all of a sudden they start talking about old stories. They're remembering audibles that they did, big plays that they hit, and the smiles emerged. It was just energetic and so much fun, and you hope from the Jets standpoint that now carries over to the football field.
And not just the two of them, it might permeate the rest of the team as well for what they do in the practice field.
And you know, there's one thing to have Aaron Rodgers talking about the way they used to work and the way they used to study, and it's sort of like grandpa sitting on the porch and telling stories. It's another thing to watch Davante Adams go out and work the way that he's been working. Watch him run routes, watch him finish plays, watch him talk about the details of what they're doing, watch him understanding the audibles and the looks from Aaron Rodgers, and they go, oh, I got it now. It's a little bit different in New York.
They've waited almost 1,000 days. They'll be on the field together again in a little bit. Maria, we'll see you then.
All right, thank you guys. And one guy who understands what it's like to add a star wide receiver in the middle of the season, it's Jason Garrett. You did it with Amari Cooper. Explain how this could actually work for the Jets.
I absolutely love the move. 2018, we get Cooper struggling early on in the season. And when you bring a guy like this in, this veteran player who can be the #1 receiver, it gets the defense's attention. Now you add for Aaron Rodgers, Davante Adams, the history they have together, accomplished players. They've had so much success. He's going to add so much juice to that offense. Garrett Wilson, he's going to get some single coverage now. All the other guys will benefit from this.
Yeah, definitely. We like the way the Jets offense looked last week, right? They threw the ball down the field. There was motion. There was movement. It was great. There's two things I worry about. Does Garrett Wilson get upset when he throws the ball to Davante Adams all the time? And does it get Rodgers into bad habits where, oh, I see something. We're going to run it, but I see he's open for the slant route or whatever. I worry about that.
And that's the key. I was at that game Monday night against Buffalo, and it was throwing the ball to a bunch of different receivers. It was two backs on the field. It was Garrett Wilson in different positions. So I want to see those same things from this Jets offense, just implement Davante Adams into that scheme.
All right, we mentioned Amari Cooper. He's on the move again. Now he is a Buffalo Bill. They added him this week, and guess what? They hosted the Titans. So let's talk a little bit more about Coop. He got his first catch, and of course, it's a touchdown at home as a Bill.
My brother called the game. He said, this touchdown happens. They said, cool! The Buffalo Bills fans went nuts. They love Amari Cooper over there.
I do love that they already knew the routine. Like, they had it planned, and then Allen again finding Cooper here.
And that's the key. Cooper being on the field will open up so many different guys. Right. Keon Coleman, career high, 125 yards receiving today.
They've been missing this kind of guy.
Yeah, Cooper had 66 yards, all of them in the second half, and later in the drive.
And if you forgot, Josh Allen's really good. He finds Ty Johnson right here. This is Buffalo Bills. Maybe this offense can now take them where they haven't been.
Yeah, Josh Allen made his 100th career start, and after this game, he spoke with Mike Florio.
Well, and Josh said he prides himself on being one of the last guys to leave every night. He was getting ready to leave one night this week. He looks and he sees Amari Cooper's backpack in the locker room. Where's Amari? He goes room to room looking for him. He's working with receivers coach Adam Henry to get ready, and that's how it went all week. Late every night and even early today, so he would know where to be and what to do. And for Josh, it's easy to know what to do when you have Amari Cooper. If he gets extra coverage, you throw it to other guys. If he doesn't get extra coverage, you throw it to him. And sometimes with a great player, football can be that simple.
Yeah, keep it simple, stupid. I get it, Florio, all right? Let's go to the Texans taking on the Packers. Stephon Diggs getting into it, okay, with the Pack. He does have 9 career touchdowns against them. He knows what it's like to go against them.
Oh, yeah, you know. Diggs and Jair Alexander, you know you're going to have some fights on the field.
Out there.
Oh, just a little bit. To the second quarter we go. Pack down 3. Jordan Love connecting with Wicks.
Dontavian Wicks down the sidelines. He gets that one-on-one coverage. Jordan Love knows what to do with it.
Later in the second, Jordan, feast or famine here, throws the interception.
Yeah, 3 touchdowns today, but also 2 interceptions. Ill-advised throw there over the top of the defense. Bullock makes him pay.
Okay, on the ensuing drive, it was really a dominant day for Joe Mixon.
It sure was. Joe Mixon makes this Houston offense so much better. They didn't throw it very well, but hand the ball to him and good things happen.
Yeah, he had 115 yards and 2 touchdowns there. And then Josh Jacobs getting the first receiving touchdown of his career off of this one.
How about that? Jacobs on the old Bogart screen. Pretend like you're throwing the screen outside. Come back inside. Bogart screen. Oh, yeah.
Like Humphrey
Used to run it all the time.
You're that old, huh? Okay, fourth quarter, 3rd and long. Texans down 2. C.J. Stroud finding Xavier Hutchinson. That's 11 yards and gets the first down.
A struggle for Stroud all day long, but he came up big at crunch time.
Yeah, they hit the field goal, so that means that they would be up 1. But then Jordan Love with a minute remaining, finding Romeo Doubs, 12-yard completion, setting up Brandon McManus, signed earlier this week by Green Bay. You have one job.
Yeah, kick it through the pipe.
Come on.
That's all that matters, right?
Up there.
Is that the old Lombardi field goal right there?
The 45-yarder is absolutely good. Hold is good. Packers win their 3rd straight by 2. And I guess the Packers were definitely enjoying the locker room. Check them out.
Okay. It's a party. It's a party.
It's a party. I'm following you.
Appleton, baby.
All right, let's talk about this pack and what we were able to see. And we've talked about the NFC North and all of the things that we're going to see going down the stretch. But what impressed you most?
You see Wicks score that touchdown. They still have Tucker Kraft. They have Jaden Reed. They have Dobbs. So many different players, so many different weapons, and they use all of them. It's so hard for any defensive game plan for Green Bay.
I'm shocked by you talking about their offense. It was the defense.
What's he doing?
C.J. Stroud threw for less than 100 yards in the game, under 50%. The defense has been fantastic for them. They didn't get any takeaways, but they controlled the game.
Right. Texans missing Nico Collins.
Yes.
Texans have a top 5 defense in yards allowed, but one of the worst red zone defenses in football. That's been an issue. When you drive down there and get in the red zone, teams are scoring touchdowns, and we saw that again today.
Yeah, they're top 5 in total defense, but bottom 5 in red zone defense. But you can see C.J. Stroud, he did struggle, just threw for 86 yards. That's a career low for him, and the struggle in the red zone was the difference in this game. All right, we still have a couple of highlights left for you, including how the Lions escaped with their victory against the undefeated Minnesota Vikings, and we had a Super Bowl rematch that we're keeping our eye on, and Patrick Mahomes stunning on people, making me nervous, running through defenders.
If that was McCourty, what would have happened?
Welcome to the Hyundai Sunday Night Kickoff.
So the Steelers tied for first place in the AFC North, and that didn't stop them from making a change at quarterback. We expect Russell Wilson to be in, and Justin Fields will be backing him up as we are on the field, presented by Hyundai. Rod, I'm starting with you. Russ, at quarterback, how does it change the offensive approach?
Well, Coach and I, we were just talking. It just feels different out here. The players seem like they have more energy compared to 2 weeks ago. But one thing about Russ, he throws such a beautiful deep pass. I think this offense will actually become a lot more explosive, Coach.
And I know that's what Mike Tomlin wanted to do. They were playing good defense. They're running the football, but he wanted to energize that passing game. And just talking to George Pickens, I think he's excited tonight to have Russell out there.
The Jets, though, with the move of their own, bringing in Devontae Adams, how immediate you think his impact will be?
Oh, he has lifted that team up as well offensively. I talked to Todd Downing, their play caller. He said he knows our offense, and what he doesn't know, Aaron can tell him. This is just like this in Green Bay.
Yeah, the Steelers have to decide, are they going to double-team Garrett? Are they going to double-team Devontae?
A lot of weapons out there.
A lot of weapons.
And the Jets coaches were already saying that Adams wants to be the reason why Garrett Wilson gets a gold jacket one day, and he's making that his goal. From the top down, you got the Jets, the Steelers with different philosophies over the decades. One has produced stability, and the other at times has brought, well, a little bit of chaos.
The New York Jets won their only Super Bowl 56 years ago. It was a transcendent Super Bowl, but still, football generations have lived and died since that January day in 1969. In those same 56 years, the Pittsburgh Steelers have played in 8 Super Bowls and won 6. The Jets have chased their one defining moment across the decades. Quick fixes piled high. Since that historic afternoon in the Orange Bowl, they have hired 18 head coaches. The Steelers have hired 3. The Jets have signed, traded, and drafted in search of Joe Willie incarnate. And while there have been moments of hope, there's been no hardware. The Steelers have drafted 2 Hall of Fame quarterbacks who played 3 decades and won a combined 6 Lombardies. They are 2 franchises at opposite ends. One, a rock of stability, trusting itself to win. The other, impatient, impulsive.
Yeah, we're back, man. We're back.
56 years and counting.
Continued consistency versus continued chaos. And Devin, you played against the Jets year in, year out. How would you describe their brand? How did you guys describe them as Patriots?
Yeah, when I first got to New England under Rex Ryan, the Jets had him and Bill, no love lost in that relationship. And we described it kind of like a circus. Rex would say something on game week, or a player or someone would do something. And it was a little different when Salah came in. Bill used to come in the meeting room and he said, hey, this team has direction. They're going to be doing this way, all gas, no brakes. And then they fired him a week ago, and you can see that's what the Jets seem to be.
Yeah, 18 head coaches versus 3 in the same amount of time. And for me, what's most interesting is we talk about stability, it's continuity, and it's alignment. Ownership, general manager, head coach, coaches in Pittsburgh, they're all aligned, and that's why they have a chance to win year after year after year. And if you're looking for one trait that is consistent over the course of these 5 decades, for me, it's physical toughness. Look at the profiles of their defensive linemen, the linebackers, the DBs, how they play offensive football. That's what the Steelers are all about, and they're aligned and they're together, and that's why they're consistent.
Okay, one thing that's been consistent so far this season through 7 weeks of play, the NFC North, okay? And we had a great game in the 1 p.m. window. The 4-1 Lions taking on the undefeated Vikings. Chris Sims, we would like you to join the show and talk about the Lions. Yeah, they're looking to catch one. They want to give them their first loss here. They're giving it to Jahmyr Gibbs for the 45-yard.
Oh, an unbelievable run. David Montgomery hurt his knee. He was out for a few snaps, but they don't miss anything with this guy. I mean, in space, like a Saquon Barkley, he'll break your ankles and make you look silly, and of course, he finishes it with a touchdown.
Killer juke. Devin would have been just still in his shoes. Like, he wouldn't have even gotten off the break. Later in the second, Vikings looking to bring some pressure against Jared Goff.
This is what the Vikings do, but Detroit is really well coached, and Jared Goff doesn't care about the pass rush. He will stand in there and throw bombs down the field. Amon-Ra St. Brown touchdown.
Okay, do the Vikings have an answer? Down 11 here, Sam Darnold has Justin Jefferson.
Do they have an answer? They got Mr. Gritty himself. When it's one-on-one, yeah, throw to him and then do a little dance. We started to have a lot of fun here in the third quarter. I'm not doing that dance, McCourty.
Later in the third. Okay, Goff looking for Khalif Raymond. So many weapons for the Lions.
They're relentless. They can run it you at will. They got a bevy of receivers to throw the ball to. They're tough. They're aggressive. They're a lot of fun to watch.
Lions were up 5 as we get into the fourth quarter. David Montgomery, he did come back. You mentioned the injury, but fumbles here.
Yeah, Metellus gets the strip, and then Ivan Pace Jr. up the sideline, get the strip touchdown, and we're in a ball game. First half was kind of controlled by the Lions. Second half controlled by the Vikings.
Yeah, their first lead since early in that second quarter. So let's see what Jared Goff has, and it's going to go straight out to Gibbs again.
Yeah, little play action. They look downfield. It's not there. Hey, get it to this guy underneath. He'll get you some yards. Now it's 1st and 10. Another play action. You don't have to throw it way down the field, but again, good intermediate throw. Amon-Ra St. Brown makes it very easy for the field goal kicker.
Sure, gets Minnesota to the 22-yard line, so it's just going to set up that game winner. Jake Bates, the rookie, comes on in and knocks it through. The 44-yarder is good. Jason Garrett had a chance to catch up with Amon-Ra St. Brown after this one.
What Goff say in the huddle before that drive?
Man, he didn't say much. It was just the same old regular, you know. That's what I love about him is he's going to keep that same, you know, even keel mindset throughout the game. He's never too high, never too low. I think that's really what, you know, what I appreciate about him so much as a player is he's always in that same mindset, that same mind frame, and we just go down there and do our thing.
What'd my old teammate Dan Campbell say after the game?
He was fired up. You know, Dan, he always has the best post-game speeches, fired up.
It's incredible. Who got the game ball? He's been screwing up with that lately. Did he get it right today?
Yeah, he might have got it right. He got a few of us the game ball. There was a few on offense. Obviously, Jake Bates, huge kick from him. He got a game ball, well deserved. You know, one of the biggest kicks that I've been a part of since I've been here in Detroit. So we're happy to have him on our team.
You know who else else you got to be happy to have on your team right now? Jared Goff, especially the last 3 games. Check out those numbers, and hasn't thrown an interception.
Hasn't thrown an interception. Barely any incompletions, and the pressure comes, he eats it up, Jason.
He sure does. The best quarterbacks aggressively take what the defense gives them. A lot of weapons in Detroit. He just goes to the right guy time and time again. He threatens the perfect passer rating every single week.
All right, Jared Goff off to another great win. The Vikings' first loss of the season. Our final highlight of the show is a Super Bowl rematch. This time it's taking place in Levi Stadium. Travis Kelce, Patrick Mahomes, you know the characters. Enter Kareem Hunt for a touchdown.
Kansas City just knows how to win. It's not quite as flashy as it used to be, but week in and week out, they find a way.
And they had to overcome some mistakes here. This is a Mahomes interception.
Yeah, Lenore gets the interception, Worthy falls, but both these quarterbacks were a little off the mark, turning the ball over today. Not ideal when you watch these two quarterbacks.
Yeah, Mahomes has 18 interceptions on the season, just 6 passing touchdowns, but on the ensuing drive, Brock Purdy on the QB sneak.
Absolutely love this quarterback sneak where you pull both guards to the outside and he just takes it right up the middle.
But then another mistake, though, for the 49ers.
Purdy just misses right here. Roland Wallace gets the interception, had an open guy, and just misses on the throw.
The Chiefs are like, okay, let's go ahead and capitalize on this.
Hey, this is the play of the game right here. 12 minutes to go in the third, and this is Patrick Mahomes being Patrick Mahomes. Gets to the sidelines, cuts back inside. This guy is unfreaking believable.
About stopping on a dime. Yeah, let the defender go out of bounds. Not you, my friend. I'm getting the first down and then some. 33-yard gain, and 4 plays later, Mahomes like, I'm going to continue to keep it and do it myself.
Mahomes said, you know what? I'm going to finish the drive for a touchdown. And you said it. Mahomes makes all the right plays in the big moments, no matter how the game is flowing.
Yeah, I mean, and this one was a close one. Remained one. To the fourth quarter we go. 49ers are near the goal line. Purdy's interception.
Yeah, just an ugly day for Brock Purdy. They did not play the game on their own terms. Had a shot late. He throws the pick.
Yeah, so Chiefs win and are the last remaining undefeated team in the NFL. We were all talking about the matchup between Spags and Shanahan. Oh, check it out. Now Spags is 4-0 against him, and that defense was working well.
10 turnovers. You create 10 turnovers, you're going to win games.
I know. All right, it's time for the All-State check-in. Chris Sims, how did Spags do it?
Oh, Spags is phenomenal. We got to get used to saying this. The Kansas City Chiefs are a defensive football team, and Spagnuolo has my buddy Kyle Shanahan's number. There's no doubt about that. He stifles him time and time again. First thing is, we know the 49ers are famous for their running game. They can't ever get it going against this Kansas City front. Then what are they also known for? Their play-action pass. Justin Reed, great job reading the eyes of Brock Purdy, knowing what's coming. But the 49ers were unable to get the run game going consistently throughout the day. They made Brock Purdy have to throw the ball, and of course, that ended up in 3 interceptions and frustrating this guy very much, and you can see how they feel about this guy. How could they not be pumped? He's one of the best defensive minds in football, Maria. Kansas City Chiefs defensive team.
Yeah, they have not allowed more than 2 touchdowns in any game so far this season. That was the All-State check-in. Let's talk a little bit more about the 49ers. We saw Brandon Ayuk leave on a cart, and he actually, Kyle Shanahan said that it might be an ACL, not confirmed yet, but it just adds to the list of injuries. We're looking at Deebo Samuel on the sideline. We're talking about Christian McCaffrey. I mean, where do you go from here, Jason, on the offensive side?
Players matter. Those are elite players in the National Football League, and you rely on them. And, hey, next man up, we all talk that. That's all coach speak, but that can only last for so long. The team they played today is 6-0. They've won the last 2 Super Bowls, so it was going to be tough sledding for them. The biggest thing for me with San Francisco is their defense isn't playing with quite that edge that I've seen them play with in the past.
And I said it a couple of weeks ago when Sims said this is the best 2 and whatever they were team, and I said no one cares about that. Yeah. What is your record? And I think now they're going to probably ask Brock Purdy to do more than he's ever done in his short career because of all these injuries.
All right, well, they definitely want to get healthy. Let's go over to Barry, though. It's time for Barry's Bet, brought to you by DraftKings Sportsbook. Matthew, you hit on T. Higgins last week. What do you have for us tonight?
Well, you know what, Maria? I get it with everyone nervous about tonight's game as well. Jets are 2-4. They're on the road to Pittsburgh. Every Jets fan in my life is always doom and gloom, but I'm here to tell you they win tonight. That's right. That's my best bet. The Jets money line. This is their season tonight. They are desperate. They will win tonight. I promise you. That is my best bet. Don't worry, JK. They're coming home with a win. That's my best bet, Maria. Money line for the Jets.
DraftKings Sportsbook is the #1 place to bet touchdowns, and new customers can bet $5 and get $200 in bonus bets instantly. Download the app and use promo code SNF when you sign up.
Jets excited to see Aaron Rodgers back with his buddy Davante Adams, and they'll get their first experience with that. Meanwhile, the Steelers, their first experience with Russell Wilson, expected to make his first start, and Jack Collinsworth had a chance to catch up with him.
Russ, first game for you since the preseason. What will allow you to get acclimated quickly?
Man, just being with the fellas, man, celebrating. What an opportunity it is. It's a great Sunday night football. We got one play at a time, be locked in, great fundamentals, and let's go get it.
What's the biggest obstacle that the Jets defense presents for you?
And they fly around, and they know how to play. They create turnovers and all that. We got to protect the football, go make big plays, and, it's going to be a great battle tonight.
What's the most important part of your routine from now until kickoff?
Man, just stay in the zone, Stay in the zone, listen to my worship music, and let's get it.
Best of luck. Enjoy it.
Yep.
Russell Wilson clearly in the zone.
Yeah,
his first regular season start since Christmas Eve 2023. All right, it's time for Sunday Fun Day. And it was a very fun day for Saquon Barkley and his return to the Meadowlands.
Barkley, he pushes, touchdown! A.J. Brown!
He puts it right in the bucket. There we go, baby! There we go! Oh, baby! That's the man they call Sonic! It is good! Jake Bates comes up huge! Holy catfish! What a play by the Hawks! Cook has found the kitchen! A back-to-back Super Bowl champion. Kareem Hunt, body of a heavyweight and the feet of a featherweight. Touchdown, Kansas City!
So the only undefeated team in the NFL, the Kansas City Chiefs, the team that Devin McCourty said absolutely there is no chance that they could ever win another Super Bowl.
I don't remember that.
You don't know? Oh, now you forgot.
Don't worry.
Okay, we'll run the tape back. All right, it's time for tonight's Home Team Pranks, brought to you by Lowe's. America's pick, 55% of you are rocking and rolling with the Steelers. And wow, okay, they're believing in Russell Wilson. Meanwhile, we're split down the middle, huh?
Smart people on the left. Really? Not so smart on the right.
Yeah, all right. I'm going with the Jets for James Kaminsky. Let's get it back out to Tony and Rodney and why they're rolling with their picks.
Thank you, Maria, and too many terrible towels for me. Coach, I look at the Jets offensively. They can't forget to run the football. They have to run the football. It slows down the rush, but it also makes them one-dimensional.
I totally agree with you. All the focus is going to be on Aaron Rodgers, Davante Adams, Russell Wilson. But there's some great pass rushes on this field. To slow them down, you've got to run the ball. Breece Hall or Najee Harris. Who's going to have the best night tonight? That's who's going to win, Maria.
All right, Coach, we got to get research on whether or not Tony's ever picked against the Steelers on this show.
I don't think he has.
Yeah. What does this game come down to?
I think Russ is going to be a little rusty, and I think that gives the Jets the edge.
All right, well, those were tonight's Home Team Picks brought to you by Lowe's, and we are getting you set for Week 7 of Sunday Night Football. In minutes, we get the kickoff with Aaron Rodgers, Davante Adams, Cam Hayward, Mike, Chris, and Melissa.
This has been the Hyundai Sunday Night Kickoff. Spanish language audio provided by Telemundo Deportes. Or watch tonight's game in Spanish on Universo.